Nobody tells you what a funeral costs until somebody dies. And by then, you're not shopping. You're grieving, you're in a back office, and a very calm man in a nice suit is sliding a piece of paper across the desk. And you sign it, because what are you going to do? Argue about your mother? So let me be the person who tells you now, while nobody's died, while you can still think straight. The average funeral in America in 2026, with a viewing and a burial, runs right around $9,000. Not the fancy one, the average one, the regular one. $9,000, and most families are given about 3 days to come up with it. Here's what almost nobody knows, that $9,000 isn't one price. It's a stack of 15 or 20 separate charges. And some of them exist purely because they know you won't ask. I've spent over a decade in this. I've seen these bills. So let's open one up line by line, and I'll show you exactly where the money goes and exactly where they're counting on you not to look. There's one charge on every funeral bill in America that you are not allowed to say no to. It's called the basic services fee, sometimes professional services. And by federal law, the funeral home is allowed to make it non-declinable, meaning it doesn't matter what you do or don't want. You pay it just for walking in the door. This one line is usually $2,000 to $3,000 before a casket, before the viewing, before anything you can actually see or touch. 2 or 3 grand for the funeral director's time and overhead. Now, is it legitimate? Partly. They do real work. But here's the part they don't volunteer. That fee is the same whether you buy the $10,000 funeral or the bare minimum one. It's a fixed toll. And because it's non-declinable, it's the one number they never expect you to question. So question it. Ask for it in writing, because federal law also says they have to give you an itemized price list. And in the next minute, I'm going to give it to you because it's the single most powerful sentence you can say in a funeral home. Here's a sentence that will save your family thousands of dollars. Ready? Can I see your general price list? That's it. Say those words in any funeral home in the country, and by federal law, the FTC funeral rule, they must hand you a full itemized list. They can't give you a vague package. They can't say, it depends. They have to show you every line. So you can compare, and so you can decline what you don't want. They also have to give you prices over the phone. You don't even have to be standing there. Why does this matter? Because the entire funeral business model runs on you not comparing. On you being too polite, too sad, too overwhelmed to ask. The price of the exact same funeral can swing thousands of dollars. Between 2 funeral homes 10 minutes apart, same casket, same service, same town, thousands of dollars different. And the only thing standing between you and the higher price is whether somebody was willing to ask for the list. Be the person who asks for the list. The most marked up item at your funeral is the casket, and it's not close. A casket that a funeral home charges you $3,000, $8,000, even $15,000 for, that same casket, the same make and model, can often be bought for a few hundred to a couple thousand. Here's the part they really don't want you to know. By federal law, the funeral home must accept a casket you bought somewhere else. They cannot charge you a fee for it. They cannot refuse it. They cannot make you buy theirs. Walmart sells caskets. Costco sells caskets. Amazon sells caskets. I'm not telling you to buy one today and stand it up in your living room. I'm telling you that the box is a retail product with a retail markup, and the funeral home is betting you'll feel too guilty to shop for it. You want the cheap casket for your own mother? That's the feeling they're selling. That guilt is worth thousands of dollars to them. Your mother does not know what the casket costs. Your family 6 months from now will absolutely know what it costs. Spend where it means something. Here's the cruelest part of the whole thing, and almost nobody sees it coming. The funeral home wants their money up front before the service, sometimes within 24 to 48 hours. But if your family is counting on a life insurance policy to pay for it, most life insurance takes 2 to 6 weeks to pay out, and by law, it can take even longer because no policy can legally pay until there's a death certificate, and that certificate itself can take weeks to produce. So sit with that gap. The bill is due now. The money that's supposed to cover it shows up a month from now. And in between, somebody has to find $9,000 in a weekend. That's the moment the GoFundMe goes up. That's the fish fry at the church. That's the credit card that doesn't get paid off for 3 years. Not because there was no insurance, but because the money came too late to matter. This is fixable. It's completely fixable. For now, just remember the number, about $9,000. Due now, not later. If you're the one in your family who's going to end up handling this and you'd rather understand it before you're sitting in that back office, that's exactly why I'm here. I'm Will. I'll see you in the next one.